So we got 3.5 gallon a minute pressure washer. I have a Y splitter, so I run 2 hoses. First hose is our foam cannon that allows us to put our soap on it. We do use a pre-soap for the grill and the wheels. It's basically the same soap we use on the vehicle, just has stronger ratio. Up here is our chemical tank. It's got a 15 gallon a minute diaphragm pump on it. And that pumps out to our wash gun. As you can see, it's got a wash hose and then it's got our chemical hose on it. So what we do first is we wash the soap off. It gets the bugs, the dirt, that stuff off of it. And immediately following that, in reverse order, basically, he'll apply the second chemical, which is a wheel brightener. It's called Renegade. It's something we get locally. It's just been much stronger than anything else we've been able to get online. For instance, we were using Meguiar's D140 wheel brightener, and it's only dilutable like 4 to 1. Well, we can dilute this 15 to 1 and get better results at the same time. And then, so we spray this on everything but the windshield. It'll remove water spots, some contamination, film, basically, and that's how we're able to touchless wash. So I'll stay inside and shut this door, and you can just watch what Travis is doing. Actually, I'm gonna go outside so you can see. Our wand, I think that's a 60-inch wand, so it's 5 feet. Might be a little longer. The tip is a 4006, which means it's a 40-degree tip with a number 6 orifice. There's a bushing on the end of our wand that allows the 1/4-inch wand to be screwed into it, but then it has a 3/4-inch thread on the outside of it. Basically with a piece of plastic covering the tip. That way we're not risking the chance of metal hitting the paint, because you know we are pretty close in some points. Every once in a while we actually do bump it. It happens, but you know, with it having a plastic tip, it's not going to hurt anything. If anything, it might cause a little scuff, but we're going to be polishing the vehicle anyway, so. And we don't do a lot of maintenance washes. Once Travis finishes washing, I'll show you him applying the second chemical, the Renegade, and then I'll show a little bit of that washing off, and then I'll pause the video and show you us drying the vehicle, and that way you can see what the end result is. We're still gonna have to pop the hood and see, so you can see it's applied low pressure. It's very quick. Basically, it's a nice, efficient way of doing what a pump sprayer would do. On my tank, I also have a hydro minder. So when I turn the water on to the tank, it pulls a mixture that I've already calibrated. So I know it's pulling at a 15 to 1. That way my mixing is consistent. I don't have to try to figure it out myself. Once I take the time to figure out what tip goes in the hydro minder, then all I do is turn the water on. It siphons out the chemical tank itself. And so now that that's on, he'll just wash that off again, and then we dry it and the car is done. I've washed like this for about 15 years now, and I mean, it's just, I've seen how well paint can be after even years of washing like this. So I'm not concerned about our chemicals tearing up the paint or anything. Cars that are washed like this are 100 times better than cars that are washed through automatic car wash, a tunnel wash. So we use a 50-foot hose. That way we're able to just wrap around the vehicle. Most vehicles aren't more than 25 feet long, so as long as we can go down one side and come up the other side, we're good. Sometimes like 3/4 tons and 1 tons make it a little difficult because they're pretty damn long, but by the time you take into consideration that the wheels are a little farther under the vehicle, it knocks off a few feet. That way it kind of covers the width of the vehicle. So now what he'll do is he'll just rinse off all the paint, get any soap or Renegade off that was left behind. Go around the cracks, make sure he's flushing all the soap out of those. Because I mean, when you are washing with high pressure, you are forcing stuff into the smaller areas, and you kind of got to force it back out. So I've ran a meter on my pump also. It's a 3.5 gallon a minute pump, but because we've upped the size of our orifice, and it can't run the 3,000 PSI that the machine was set up to run, we can only get it to about 1,800, but we run it at 15. We're getting 3.7 gallons a minute out the pump. So I mean, it's borderline free-flowing. It only puts out about half the pressure is what it's set up to do. So it's actually really low stress on the pump. I've been running that pressure washer for about 3 years now this way. So I mean, it's low pressure or low stress on the pump. So I haven't had any pump issues. I would actually like a bigger pump. I'll probably run a 5.5 gallon a minute if that one goes out, or I'll just run a 4 because I have an extra one right now. But I can get a 5.5 gallon with a gear drive that'll hook up to one of the 13 horsepower Predator motors. So now we're gonna go ahead and dry it off, and I'll continue the video in a second.